welcome to City Grow. I'm John. We've got Steve Russell with us here, and we're talking about small business marketing today. Here at City Grow, we're really interested in retention and retention marketing. We bring customers back, so it's fitting. It's a fitting conversation we're having today. So thanks for being with us, Steve.
Absolutely.
We switched roles since last week, so we'll just keep switching. But so here's the scenario for today. We wanted to be really hands-on on what we would do in a specific industry. We've been asked for a lot more just relevant information towards industry, so we might even make this kind of a thing that we do regularly, where we talk about what we would do in different industries if we were to start up a new business. What we do on the marketing front, on the retention front, how we set up loyalty. So today we've decided to do a donut shop.
Perfect.
And Steve's kind of geared up a handful of things that he would do. This will provide a really good checklist for you if you are starting anything in that realm. And it's probably related on a lot of other sides too. But let's dive in. Where would you stop? We're opening a local donut shop, small business, owner-operator kind of thing. Where would you start?
Yeah, so a scenario, new donut shop. I get put in charge of what initial steps I should take. So to get started, I think the number one thing you got to do is go to Google. In fact, Google My Business, it's one of Google's platforms, and in fact, that's where you put your put your location on the map. So Google My Business is a place where you combine Google Maps, Google Plus, and Google Reviews. You put all your information in there, and voila, you can now be reviewed on Google. You can now be found on Google Maps. You now have a social media presence on Google Plus, which is helpful for their search engine, etc. So that's the first thing I would do. Right?
I can't believe that there's still businesses today that I can go to Google and I can't find, or
all the time.
Maybe there are listings on the map, but it says no one's claimed this business or whatever. It seems to me low-hanging fruit. It's a must.
Absolutely.
You have to be there.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I do. Second, right along with, you got to set up your social presence. So the second thing I would do is get a website. Back in the day, it was hard to get a website. Today, there's so many tools to create a website in no time flat.
Oh yeah.
If you're not going to do e-commerce, which a donut shop might not initially, I would recommend just going to Wix.com or Squarespace.com, whatever you
WordPress.
find.
There's dozens of them.
Buy a template, set up your domain. You can set that thing up and have it looking pretty good in a matter of no time. So you got to make sure that you have that presence. And then the main reason you want to do that is because for a lot of small businesses, content is an important strategy. You want to maybe create a blog and maybe write a monthly blog post or newsletter that has good content, so that when people search you on the internet, it's going to take them to that blog post. It's going to be relevant, and then you can regurgitate that in your social feeds.
Yeah, there really is no more. I'm an offline business. I'm an online business. I mean, even if you have a brick and mortar, you have to have a presence online, which ties into probably a lot of what you're talking about with social media and things like that.
And it's so easy, so might as well. You better have a website. And unfortunately, we deal with a lot of people that might not have a website, and so we encourage them to go get one and show them that it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah. And that ties into probably where you're going with this next, into social media.
Yep, social media. Set up your social media strategy. You've done that several times with the business. Maybe you can touch on that, but get a social media strategy.
So social media really helps you create your brand and the voice of your brand. And depending on the way, if we're a local donut shop, we can have a really fun brand.
Yeah.
You can have it creative, it can be really funny, and if that's not you can have a different one. You can have a sharper image one, however you want to do it. Social media allows you to send that out and have people forward that to other people. Right. So not only is it important just to have a presence there in case people come looking for you, what do? You can put all kinds of pictures and glorious pictures, especially with Instagram. I would definitely set up, just be hands-on, your major ones. Facebook, you have to have. Instagram, especially if you have any type of food that you can put pictures of it and foods, you have to have. Yelp, I would pay attention to Yelp and what's on your Yelp listings, and Google, and on down the list, but just make sure you're covered, especially in the local areas you have, because people here in Utah use some, they use the core social media platforms, but then they don't use certain things that are really big like Back East.
Right.
There's certain localized social platforms, so look into it and make sure you have a presence there. Free accounts, there's no reason not to, and then make sure you're active. You don't want somebody to get on your Facebook and the last post you did was 2 years ago, or even a few months ago. They're looking at it and it's just, you're not up to date, you're not getting the use out of it that you should be, and you should be able to make it really easy.
A lot of those things can be scheduled on a Sunday night, take an hour of your time, and you have your post scheduled for a month.
Yeah.
For a lot of those
And there's
things.
even platforms that you can post it out to all of them at the same time, so you're covering Google Plus and Facebook and Instagram all with one image.
Perfect, yeah. Yeah, so after the social media strategy, I would suggest, especially if you're just about to start up, you need a retention marketing strategy. That means that you're going to have a lot of customers flood your gates, especially at a new launch. They might get excited about a new brand in town or a new opportunity to try new food. You don't want those customers to come in once and not come again. You want to take that opportunity and make sure to retain them, and you have to do that by getting them to sign up for your business, sign up to join your text club or your email club, get their contact information so that you can re-engage with them in the future. So if I was a donut shop, I would probably, the way I get that information is I would probably create a loyalty program, a basic one, very simple, buy 10 donuts, get one free. You see that all over the place. But instead of just handing out punch cards, I would make sure that they have to sign up to get it. So they might have to go through and give you their name, give you permission to join the text club, maybe their birthday so they can get a free birthday donut. But then again, just by doing that, you've now got their permission, you've got their social profile to a degree, and now you can reconnect with them a month down the road.
Well, and do that as soon as possible. I mean, in the donut shop scenario, I want that plan in place the day we open.
Yep.
In fact, we have a lot of people that we put these strategies in place with before they open. I mean, even months in advance, we're putting these strategies to open. Because your big day, your opening day, you have a chance to start a network off of hundreds of people.
Absolutely.
Especially if you make a really big fuss out of it and you have a big opening day or weekend. I mean, you can go from having 0 people in your contact list to having hundreds, if not more, over the weekend. So have that in place. You don't want to say start and then get that in place 2 weeks later, because then you miss the opportunity to re-engage with hundreds of people already.
Yeah, and to make sure that, I mean, not everyone's going to join your loyalty program, but if you can do a couple key things to make that number go up, and we're not going to go dive too deep into this, but really, have a sign up, bounce back offer maybe. If you sign up today, we'll give you buy one, get one free on your way out, so you come back next week. And then train your staff to invite people. But yeah, again, we won't go too deep into that. That's just, that could be a whole other.
We've had a few a few casts on that already, a few live sessions on that, so we'll continue more on getting people into your network.
Yeah, and then just to finish out the retention marketing strategy, part of that's automated marketing. You don't have to, just collect out big list and then once every, month send out a blast to them. You can set up automated triggers that say if they haven't been back in 3 weeks, send them this text. If they haven't been back in a month, send them this text, a welcome email, etc. So you can set those to be automated, and you want to look at that strategy periodically.
Great.
We talked about making sure you're set up beforehand to get that initial buzz. To get that initial buzz, there's a couple strategies that came to mind.
Okay.
A lot of people think mailers are dead. I think they were for a brief second and marketing dollars went elsewhere, but I think that's a missed opportunity. I think if you are a brand new business, be able to target your local community with a mailer of some sort. My mailbox isn't as full as it used to be.
Isn't that interesting? Like, there was a point where I would not open the mailbox because it would just annoy me.
Yeah.
And now you can open it again because people are putting dollars elsewhere. They're getting distributed online and stuff like that. And so there might be some opportunity in the mailbox that we didn't have.
Yeah, and the strategy might not be to send a monthly mailer every month. The strategy might be to, whenever you're seeing, when you need that infiltration of new customers, to send out that mailer to get those. And then you get them in your retention marketing strategy so that you can spend a lot less money getting them back rather than a mailer. But yeah, send out a one-time mailer introducing your store, grand opening, new product, etc. Yeah.
So what my takeaway from that is you've got to have a way to get people from your mailer to your list.
Yep.
Because until then, the post office owns the contact. You have to pay them to send stuff to your contact. The goal would be so that you own the contact. You get them on your list so that now instead of having to send them a mail that they may or may not look at, you're sending them an email or text that you'll have a chance of getting them
a lot cheaper.
back. And there's really cool ways to do that. In fact, anytime you're doing a big ad spend on anything, whether it's mailers or a billboard or putting your ad in a magazine or social media ads, you should plan on trying to get those people into your network. And you can do things like ask on the mailer. You could entice them to sign up for the birthday club. So if that's on the mailer, the way you do that is in your digital system, or by putting in their information. So just make sure you connect those.
Absolutely. And then I would also do a little bit of social media advertising. It can be expensive. You got to look at your ROI and say what's a customer acquisition worth, and make sure you're not spending too much money. But if you really, the good thing about social media advertising, especially with Facebook, is you can really dive down and select who you're going to target.
Yeah.
So you can target your local zip code and maybe mothers or whoever it might be that might be buying these donuts for their children after school or whatever it might be. You can really target those. And so I would use that. I would pay attention. I wouldn't let that run by itself too long without making sure that you're getting that return on it. But it is a good way to, like we talked about with mailers, getting new clients in so that you can use your strategy to own that contact.
Then funnel everything into the loyalty or however you're capturing customers' information.
Absolutely. So yeah, if I was a new business, a donut shop, those are some of the strategies I would use to get going.
So I'm just going to give a recap because this is a great checklist that even if you're not a brand new business, if you're a few years old, these should be checked. If not, get them checked. So first off, making sure all of your listings are up to date, primarily Google, through Google My Business, which helps more than just maps. It covers a little more than that. Yelp, make sure both of those are up to date. Low-hanging fruit. Make sure that your site's up, even if it's just a site where people can get more information on. Make sure you have a site. Social media, get all of your social media together, make sure that's live and at least have some juice flowing through it. Decide on your retention marketing strategy that usually comes in the form of a loyalty system or how you're going to re-engage with people so they have a sign up to list build. And then I'm going to join 5 and 6 together with all of the different ways you bring people in, your advertisements. Number 5 for us was the mailers you mentioned and different advertising you do offline. And then 6 was social media advertisement, which probably ties into Google ads and all the advertising you do online, influencer advertising if you collaborate with other businesses. All of this needs to be funneled back into your retention strategy so that you build those networks.
Absolutely.
Okay? Awesome. So that gives you 6 or 7 things. We appreciate everyone tuning in today. Look forward to seeing you guys next time, and we will be in touch then. Thanks for joining Seagull Live. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you being here with us. Don't forget to check out our other videos and like and subscribe to our Facebook channel so that you can see what we're up to. We'd love to get more information out there to you. Also, we've got podcasts available on iTunes, so check them out. We hope to see you there.